I was like midway through. I'm like, oh, I got it pulled up. So I guess they fixed whatever issues. You got gameplay? Let's roll.
All right. Are you gonna stream it or do you want me to stream it?
I can stream. Yeah. Do you want to do Colosseo, Hollywood? Up to you.
Whichever one you wanted. I'd prefer Hollywood, honestly.
Let's do Hollywood. Let's do Hollywood.
I definitely played worse in it, but I think there's probably more to learn.
Right.
Because
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, Night Hollywood. Whoa, Night Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I actually think there's a point where I go AFK for like probably too long and you're gonna yell at me. Where I'm actually saying to my team, to the enemy team, look at the sky, because how cool I hadn't seen it yet. I was actually fascinated. It's not till like halfway through I don't realize.
Yeah. Okay, so D.Va, Zarya, Doom. Do you just want to kind of jack of all trades it? Just look at a little bit of everything.
I'm down. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's up to you. It's your review, mate. What do you want?
Yeah, I'd like to look at all of it. Especially there's not much Doom, but I'd like to look at the Doom because I want you to tell me if like I was just playing like super bad or if it was like not great.
Okay. I mean, it's a pretty good Doom map, I think, just with the verticality, right? Like you should have a lot of options with what you can do. A lot of it obviously going to depend on enemy comp. So let's just start off with like, what are you trying to accomplish as Doom? What is Doomfist good at compared to other tanks? I just coached Doomfist a second ago, and he was using the same skin, by the way. So I find that funny. But keep going. Sorry.
Doomfist, whenever I play him, I'm more or less just like looking for the enemy mistakes and trying to punish that.
Sure.
I mean, all the tanks could do it, but that's especially Doom can go on split targets, in my opinion, faster than any other tank.
I agree. He's got crazy mobility, crazy mobility. Okay, so like if you look at their enemy composition, what are you thinking? Anything that stand out to you? Because that's going to be a common theme as we move through the tank. So look at the enemy comp. Anything stand out to you?
In my brain, I'm hyper focused on the fact that they have a brig because I feel like it kind of ruins a lot of my options depending on what she plays.
Yeah.
Because if I play like, if I go to like dive the Ash or anything, that's obviously one thing I can do. That the brig's 90% of the time going to be there and just going to boot me away or gonna pack or something.
Right. The pack instant heal is really good too. Yeah. I agree. Okay, sounds good. I mean, it's still value, right? Like the threat of the kill forcing a response, but you might have to temper your expectations. A lot of Doomfist, to me, I guess that makes him unique to other tanks is the fact that you have more mobility with the targets that you can choose, whereas, like you were saying, other tanks don't have that freedom. And the other thing is, as well, is it's like you don't have the survivability that other tanks have if you're not always like planning my escape route ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like that with that great power comes great responsibility. With great mobility comes great responsibility. So obviously being able to play around that's going to be important.
I think right here my plan was I see that they have a brig and I'm scared of it. So my plan, which I don't know if it's a good plan, bad plan. So they have monkey brig, and I know that I could usually peel for a monkey, so I'm planning on waiting for the monkey dive, baiting it in, and then peeling it, I believe.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that can work. I mean, Okay, so this is hilarious because this is the exact circumstance I was talking about with the previous session as well. So here's the idea: you always need to ask yourself, what do I enable on the enemy team by peeling the monkey? Is my peeling the monkey going to allow that soldier Ash to play all these angles that they want to just because I'm not looking at them? Or are they stuck in a choke, not that big of a deal? I can just punch this monkey's overextending.
Yeah, that was my thought process, especially on this map, because there's only two places they can come in. They can come in from where I'm standing, or they can come in from the other side. I feel like if they come in from the other side, I'm gonna insta kill them no matter what. Like I don't care if I see them come through there and the monkeys and I'm on the monkey, I'm gonna leave the monkey. I'm gonna go on them no matter what. Doesn't matter.
Right.
So I don't feel like I'm giving any space by peeling for the monkey.
Right.
Unless they're, and especially because their soldiers dead. Their soldiers, they're only like highly mobile DPS, so they can't.
Yep.
They can't take a flank. So I don't think I'm giving any space if I plan to peel them.
Okay. We'll see.
Okay. I'm just spamming. Maybe I should be doing something. I'm just gonna.
I mean, there's not a lot you can do here. I mean, okay, they're down 1, they're down 2 now, so it's like maybe you can look for an opportunity here. This is fine. You're trying for a punch. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I pressed it, yeah.
Now we just pray that your team disengages.
Yeah, I was worried about this because I feel like our whole point. I'm actually grouped with Petins, and he's one of my IRL friends, and I was playing with him even during my grind time.
Yeah.
And he's honestly he's not that great, but I think I was trying to tell. I think right here I'm actually AFK trying to tell him to like go set up somewhere.
Sure.
But I think I didn't get the message across good enough.
Sure.
Or maybe I should have appealed better for it. I don't
know. No,
yeah.
I mean, I think you need to do one of two things here. Like, you either need to like confidently like fight with where your team is playing here, or you should have probably just walked this direction, and hopefully your team gets the memo. If they don't, then walk back, right?
So do you think? Okay, and maybe you get annoyed at me asking this even, but do you think me wanting my team to set up maybe? Do you think me wanting my team to set up aggressive, like passively, and me playing where I was playing is a bad idea?
Or do you think... No. I just don't think that your position makes a whole lot of sense either, though. I guess because your position only makes sense if they walk not only to the choke but through the choke, and then you can punch them into this wall here. I don't think like that's just not it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just used the power punch to kind of tickle a brig. It's just not
that was
very
definitely
good.
dumb.
It's just not very good here. So what I would have done here, well, you tell me what you've done here. You're down your torp really screwed up. Main responsibility goes to your torp. He's strong. Okay?
Yeah.
So what do you do here?
What I do here, I should disengage, not use my punch.
Yeah. Not even. Use your slam. Slam out to here. And the great thing about giving up space, by the way, is that generally the enemy team goes, oh, we're up one, let's run it down mid, quick. And then that opens up you to just go like, he, and go kill the backline. Like, they'll overextend, essentially, is what I'm saying. And they'll open up ways for you to kill them back.
Okay. Follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
Does the fact that they have Sig change that at all? Maybe obviously it might not at all. But is the fact, because like if they had Monkey before, and I think if they had Monkey I would have disengaged. But I think my thought process here is if I give Sig space to shoot I don't think my DPS or my other DPS or my support are going to disengage at this point. I don't think that was going to happen. I think they were still coming to engage. If they're coming to engage, should I A, disengage anyway, or B, because I think if I disengage, isn't the Sig gonna walk up and just spam out my DPS? I'm gonna lose anyway.
Well, if your DPS are coming to engage, then you probably need to engage.
Okay.
Yeah.
If given that information, do you think against a Sig, do you think the spot's really bad?
I think you're overthinking it a little bit.
Okay.
Honestly,
that's definitely possible.
Honestly. If your team wants to fight here, fight here. If your team doesn't want to fight here and you can make them fight elsewhere, which I would prefer, then fight elsewhere. That's it. Okay. If you back out, slam out here, and you're like here, and your Ash is still like walking forward here, okay.
Okay.
That's fine. You have the mobility to do that.
Okay. I don't remember what happens here, by the way.
Well,
maybe I end up leaving? Let's go.
I would have turned and E'd that, honestly. As soon as the rock goes, like you can't E this, right? That would have been bad. But you definitely can E now, right? And then
there were a lot of ult charge too.
Yeah. This is a mistake.
Yeah.
He's there. Yeah. So what? You got to punch. Kill somebody else. Punch the brig, right? I mean, she's playing as aggressively as the Sig is and is infinitely easier to kill, right? Or go for backline, or just disengage, get healing, and come back later and pray that your cure can TP away, right?
I kind of trolled.
This is the tank focus, right? Like you're not terrible versus a Sig, but he didn't have a wall. He had full resources. You weren't full. Like they're almost always are going to be better targets for you. Very easy to get sucked into the tank war.
Yeah, I think I recognized it, but it was just way too late. I ended up going on the brig at the end. I don't know if we realized that. Oh, this is the night. Oh, this is what I'm AFK talking about the night.
You're right. There's not a lot to do, right? Well, okay, maybe the soldiers overextending a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm back now though.
Okay, we're good.
This is when I get confused on how to play Doom. I play this really bad, and this is the part where like I play really bad. I don't know what I should be doing here.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Is the enemy team in a position where you can punish them right now? Look at your DPS, look at your supports.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay, so then when are they?
When are they? If they make a rotation to high ground, which I think is probably the right play for them.
Well, here's a question for you. Can your DPS see this choke?
No. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. So I just went in way too early. Okay.
Yes, everybody can see.
Yeah.
Everybody can see. So now, honestly, you can go in.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you think I did make the right play then?
No, I think you did it terribly, but you had the right idea. right?
Yeah, that's what I'm more concerned on. The mechanics.
You're playing with snipers here, okay? So they're not going to just jump into the the ball pit of the enemy team. It's not happening, right? So, but you need to go, okay, this is where my team can follow up. So I'm going to go in and just cause some general havoc and help my snipers hit shots, because that's what's going to happen, right? You're going to distract them. They're going to get split, and then the snipers are going to start popping off, right? You can, and should go now.
Okay.
Because
what should I go on?
Well, you tell me. Who should you go on? Okay, so let's say once the Ashe dies right here, okay, look at their positioning, you tell me. Who should you pressure?
The only thing I think I possibly can pressure here would be the soldier, but sure. I think that's like to me it just looks impossible almost.
Okay.
I don't know.
You need to think ahead of time, right? Like you need to have in and out. How do you put pressure and how do you get out safely?
Do I punch? Do I punch engage here?
Sure. Drop punch, hit some shots.
Yeah.
Slam out. Up backed up to high ground. Right?
Yeah, maybe I'm always focused on Sumito always said that we shouldn't ever punch first. Do you agree with that or no? Or maybe I'm butchering his phrasing.
You're probably butchering his phrasing because I think Sumito is an intelligent enough player to not say something like that. No, you definitely can punch in. The reason why we want to punch in is why?
To get spacing and ult charge.
Right. Well, but why not slam?
Because slam's a better escape tool, I think you're gonna say.
For this situation. Right?
Oh yeah, definitely for this situation.
Because we're going back to high ground. A lot of the times punch is a better escape cooldown, but right now we need the verticality of slam to go back to high ground, right? So we're gonna drop punch, maybe even use an E on top and then drop punch, whatever, and then slam back out again. And we're gonna do that because they've walked into a space where all 1, 2, 3, 4 members of my team can follow up, and it's relatively low risk, right?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think I gave that a bit of thought.
That's the thing. It's tricky, right? It's tricky because we just talked about how you should stop focusing Sigma, stop focusing frontline, go for a squishy, right? But why are we still kind of focusing frontline here? I mean, obviously we prefer soldier, but why?
Yeah. I'm just scared of Brig.
They're too far. Well, they're too far, right? They're way over here, right? Like it's not very easy to punish. And the problem, so all we do is drop, punch, slam back out. So the problem with what you do here is what?
I use all my cooldowns.
Right. Now you're thinking I have my ultimate, I should be good to go. And yes, you're not going to die for this, but why do you even need to use your ultimate here? You know, just drop punch, go back, do it again and again. Use your ultimate when you feel the need or the opportunity to go aggressive. You don't need to do it. Like look at what you've already enabled as it is, right? Just go back.
You're gonna be frustrated with what happens here.
Okay.
Yeah, heads up. I see the Brig and I get scared and then I butcher that part. And I
mean, that's just it. You just overextend. And the worst part about this overextension as well is the fact that look at where you are and look at where your team is. This is too far. Like your team can't really punish these guys, right?
Yeah.
This is where we're fighting, right? So you extend beyond where your team can fight. You're a very mobile hero. You can go anywhere you want, but you don't always want to go anywhere you want because your team can't follow up off of it. That's the problem. They might be shooting different targets, but your team right now can't really shoot anybody, right? Like this is not good.
Yeah, it sucks. I felt bad because our Hanzo just popped, my duo just popped, and then I like immediately after fed.
Yeah, that's all right. It happens. Everybody feeds. It happens. Okay.
Good.
Now, a lot of the things that we're talking about with Doomfist are going to apply to D.Va as well. So, okay, I mean, maybe we don't even get a fight here. Get her, right? Look at her aggression in relation to her team, right? She's isolated. Get her. Nice. You've done your job. Even if the Kiriko had just TP'd, started healing, and she stayed there, then you just drop. You've done your job. You've contested it. You forced the Kiriko to reposition, and then you're going to do it again, right? Obviously, you're missing HP now, so you need to be very careful. Why do you get fluxed?
Because I didn't have a good position. My position was horrible.
You don't need to touch. Sit on high ground. Wait. And then what would you do from this high ground position? Now, at some point you need to touch, but you don't need to touch now. So what would you do from here?
What I can do from here is I have to figure out who's the most aggressive, and I think right now it'd probably be the soldier, maybe.
Okay.
No,
Well, you have to
I
figure
don't
out
know.
who's
Maybe,
most aggressive and then balance that with how good you are at killing that target. So Sigma's
yeah.
the most aggressive, Brig's
Oh,
the most
Brig. Oh,
aggressive,
Brig.
but those are trickier targets for you to kill as a diva, right? And for you to matrix
Yeah.
and brush. You can't matrix swings, right? So,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Um, I'm still scared to go that deep on the back line.
But why? You could just drop and then fly back out, no?
um, I mean, if you're saying yeah, if you're saying that's the right call, yes. But my thought process is that I'm scared that if I go on the back line, I don't have enough time to get back to the point whenever they cap.
Should be okay.
Is that not?
I think you
No.
should be okay. Yeah, I think you'll have time. I think you'll have time. I think you'll have time. And then if you are hesitant about that, you want to be play it a little bit closer to home, then who would you drop on?
Soldier.
Soldier, right? You'd avoid
Okay.
Sigma Brig. You'd make the Sigma Brig turn around. That's how you create space.
Yeah. Because I suppose you're right. I suppose I'm not killing. I'm probably not going to kill any of those three,
Nope.
the Rico and
Nope.
the Ash back there.
Nope.
Yeah.
But you at least threaten the kill in the soldier, and you create space because the Sigma and Brig have to will probably turn around. That allows your team to walk out of the choke more than you shooting the Sigma and Brig in the front.
Yeah.
Because you don't do enough damage. You're not enough of a threat to these targets. So the problem here is, obviously the soldier's free, you're getting spammed, and you get fluxed.
Yeah.
Do you see that? Still a winnable fight though. Like right now, Brig is low. I go for Brig. I get defect, unfortunately. So a lot of your issues so far seem to be a little bit of just kind of like, it just kind of feels like you turn your brain off a little bit and just start going ham on the front line, right? Which is going to be hit or miss, right? Especially with the hero that you're playing. Okay.
Yeah. Here I have another explanation. I definitely should be doing something here, but I was this is another time I know I shouldn't ever do this, but I was AFK. I was typing to to not peek here because I'd rather not peek and not take any damage because I know if I peek, my team's gonna keep peeking.
Right.
And we kept staggering the whole game.
Yeah. I'm noticing that. Well, what you could do here is what could you do here without like staggering yourself?
I should just matrix him.
Right, just matrix him. Don't peek yourself. Don't do anything yourself. But you could sit here and just matrix.
Yeah, I was worried about the Kitsune initially, and I think that's I shouldn't have been as concerned about it as I was.
Well, you should be concerned about it, but that's why you sit here and play the low risk play and just matrix, But then the irony here is that this is like taking you're feeding. Why on earth would you go in on the front line directly there while using your boosters? If anything, you would get rid of this guy, go back to your team. I go back to my team. Are we here? Okay, let's go. And then when you would go, if you would probably sneak around and threaten here, or you'd wait for them to push cart and you threaten them over here. So this is, even if you're not gonna die. Okay. You're gonna die here. That was insanity, right? But even if you didn't die there, you've lost a monstrous amount of HP for really no reason whatsoever. So now you are the one staggering here.
Yeah, I trolled.
Indeed, you did. Let's find some more diva, and then we'll go to the Zarya. My lovely little buzzer. I swear you see. Yeah, I was gonna say I swear I saw diva later on. Okay. Any questions so far, by the way?
No, not really.
Alrighty. Yeah. Yeah. Now you're not phenomenal at the Ramacha 1v1, but you can boop this guy off. There he is. He's gone. He's gone. Nice Matrix. Good attempt at Matrix. Brig as well. Nice.
I don't know.
Nice. See, this is the funny thing here. Here's the funny thing, okay? So, should you have matrixed your soldier here?
I was out of Matrix.
You were out of Matrix. So then you did the next best thing, right? Which is shoot the person that you would have normally matrixed, right?
Yeah. It just sucks I didn't have any Matrix. I wish I had saved it.
And why didn't you have any Matrix?
Yeah, I was using it for something else. I know. Hindsight's 2020,
Yeah, I don't think this is necessarily too bad. It's all right. This is honestly fine. What was good about this fight? I honestly don't think you played this one too bad. I really don't.
Okay.
What do you think went well? You went to high ground. You helped your Reaper. You forced a Ramacha off high ground, right? Then go ahead.
Well, I think I ate the sticky grenade on my Reaper, which would have killed him like that. I think I did. Maybe I didn't.
You didn't, no, but you were in a position from high ground to try and matrix the Reaper. You didn't quite reach it. Unfortunate.
Yeah,
then
but he
you
got that
focused the
opening
squishy,
pick.
right? Who was low. Then you tried to matrix your soldier, but you were like, oh crap, I'm out. And then instead of standing here and shooting Sigma, you found the squishy. And murder him.
Yeah,
and then you focus the soldier, not the Sigma.
Yeah.
Then you, or the Ramatra, excuse me, and then you focus the Ramatra.
Oh, mechanics.
That's all right. That's good. Now, I don't know if you did all those things on purpose or they just kind of landed on your lap, but you did a good job staging from high ground, matrixing to enable your team, and then focusing aggressive swishies. And that's Diva in a nutshell. That's the Bible right there, right? That's what we want.
Sweet. Let's go.
Good job.
This gets a bit weird, but I don't know if it's my fault or not.
Yeah, the major problem here is actually not controlling the honest soldier. This is fine. Like, this is kind of funny. Like, they can't really do anything. They're just kind of stuck, which is good, right? But the problem here is this, right? And the problem here is this.
Yeah.
And the problem here is this. You've got teammates in spawn, and you're just like, look, guys, I'm controlling the honest soldier. We're like, we can't help you. We're not doing anything, right? So you're losing a lot of HP because you're just not aware of where your team is set up. Like, this is a very, very common error, but it's a big thing that we want to fix because you're still not healed, right? Because like this is really good if there's a fight happening, right? Because it's a 2-for-1, right?
Yeah, my soldier carries me here. Yeah, it goes crazy.
There's just nothing happening, right? Like, your supports can't even heal you.
Yeah.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm in here. I thought that it was just a 2v1. Even if I just sit here and do nothing, 2v1's good.
But now your team can help. Like, now your team can actually walk forward and help, and they do. But you should have been pushing, like, just now, not the last 15 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Where you're just kind of doing. It's like you were essentially like 1v3 essentially. Even with the Cassidy coming out of spawn, like, this is, you're gonna get demeched here. Oh.
Yeah, my soldier carried.
yeah. I mean, he got there, but he got there very late. That's on you. You have to be aware of your team set. You have to, like, that's just a tank skill. You have to be aware of. Yeah. You can't do stuff by yourself. Not into the entire enemy team. Yep. Matrix him. I mean, he's trolling. He's trolling, but good try. That's playing with your team, right? Either playing selfishly with what you go in aggressively, and then your team supports you, or they go in aggressively and you support them selflessly, right? That was good. It's a good try. I would be turning and looking at my soldier. Yep. Now, you are down 1, so we need to try and disengage. But if you were to see an opportunity to go aggressive right now, is your team in a position to help you?
They are.
Yeah. Right? If you see an opportunity, roll it. And I also like that we're shooting Brig. Love it. I like that we're shooting Cass. Now, why are we shooting Ramatra?
My team. Okay. I have an excuse.
I'm baiting you. I'm baiting you.
Oh, are you?
I'm baiting you. Look at this guy's position and look at his team.
Okay.
You see?
Okay. I thought.
I'm baiting.
Yeah, I guess I can't. Okay.
But you see what I'm saying, though, right? Like, these guys are literally worthless. They are doing nothing. This guy is feeding. This guy is doing what you were doing over here, right?
Yeah.
Just going in way ahead, no idea where his team is positioned whatsoever. So, shoot him. Now, what do you have to be careful of? What might this Cassidy do in a few seconds?
He might high noon. He might flank.
Right. He might push forward. He might flank on your right. So you could do this. Just be aware that if there are smart players, they will try to push up to help the Ramatra, and then you stop shooting Ramatra and shoot them instead. Right? So this is a bad target for you, but there's nothing else to shoot, and he's overextending. So of course, focus him. But you're thinking in the back of my mind, all right, come on, Cass. Come on. And by the way, this is not Diva specific. This is Zarya. This is Doomfist. This is Winston. This is Reinhardt. This is Sigma. This is every tank. This is what you're thinking about, right? This is what I'm talking about. If you're Doomfist right now, punch the Ramatra. But if that Cassidy walks forward, you need to control him. You need to threaten and dive on him. Same thing happens with Zarya and so on. Now, Zarya is a little bit more nuanced because Zarya could also burn this guy, but yeah. And that's the only problem, is because you get a little tunneled on the guy that's feeding, and instead of just sitting here and shooting him, you start to walk forward, and now who's the one walking in front of everybody?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
That's the catch, right? And that's why you lose so much HP. Good. Focus on the Cassidy. Oh, that's unfortunate. Good. I love it. Love it. Grab the Mega. Love it. Good. Try and ignore him if you can. Good. There's not a lot you can do about that. Oh, it's a good try. I honestly, I think that outside of that one little brief instance where you're walking way too far forward, you've played this one reasonably well. You focus the Ramacha, then people start to walk forward and you focus them instead. You're trying to enable your Reaper a lot. This is fine. Now, at some point here, we might want to, yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. Yep. There's a cast on the left. Get him. Cast on the left. Cast on the left. See, that just a little bit of time. That's why awareness is so important, because if you lose this fight... I
actually still didn't see him.
It's to this. If you lose this fight, it's to this guy. It's also hearing as well, right? Because he's the guy in the really aggressive angle, right?
Yeah, I got tunneled in the Brig. I really hate Brig, just as a character.
Yeah,
and I didn't
fair enough.
We still won.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. Same thing here. Don't peek this. Look at your team. Where are we positioned? We're here, right? So we want to let them into where we can fight. So I want you positioned, well, where?
Don't
overthink it too much.
On the high ground.
You could be on the high ground, maybe, but that's still the problem of them poking you out, right?
Or I could play the corner.
Just play the corner. Just here, right? It's not the perfect... If the Sigma turns the corner, you might have to back up to here, right? Or maybe to this corner here. And then if they walk all the way to here, then you can fly up and over and use the high ground on them, right? So it's tricky. It's hard. D.Va is a little tricky on this first point defense. But just play the corner. Yep. Good job. That was brilliant. Love to see it.
My team flamed me. My team flamed me for that, by the way. For this.
For this?
Yeah, they flamed me for this. This is a good play or bad play? What I just did.
Great play.
Okay, that's what I thought. My team flamed me for that. They said that's why we lost.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly not, because you're still here.
Yeah, but
only okay. So let me put it this way: the execution is why you lost, maybe.
But the play isn't why I lost.
The idea. So let's look at your HP and your matrix. Way too much HP down. You see that? You should be as close to full as you possibly could be. Walking forward instead of, walking backwards to cover even, right?
Yeah.
So the problem here is not this. The problem is that you're 144 HP and not 344 HP.
So right here, from this exact moment, what should I do? Do you think? Because right here, you think I've played okay? Like I've done my job until right now, right? Until like a second ago, or do you disagree?
I don't know, honestly. This one's tough. I might have tried to I might have even grabbed Mega. I'm honestly not too sure. Like your supports aren't in a position. I mean, no, I think you're probably okay. I think maybe just play the cover even with Matrix until you got healed a little bit higher.
Because in my head, the Overwatch mindset where I'm tilted and trying to blame my teammates, to me the problem is that we have a Moira and not a BAP or an Ana.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but also Moira brings her own strengths, and that player just might be better at playing Moira than she is a BAP, right? That's just how it is. So I think for you, just think about the prevention rather than the cure, right? The prevention was to play cover and around your team's LOS better, and so you never would have been put in that situation in the first place.
Okay.
Like you weren't down 50 HP. You were down 250 HP that you shouldn't have been.
So do you think the duel, and I guess I'm still stuck on that Ash kill that I probably shouldn't be. But do you think that duel in general was positive or negative trade?
She was taking an aggressive angle. You bullied her out, saw that she'd messed up, and went and killed her, and it took you all of 1.5 2 seconds, and then you went right back. The Ash, if she doesn't get controlled, would probably have been the one that killed your team.
Yeah, that was my thought process. I was just like, I kind of felt bad afterwards because they flamed me.
The idea was good. The execution was horrible. Yeah. With HP management and the cover usage. That's all. You also even ate the dynamite that she dropped in death, which is a good 120, 130 damage to you. So, or I don't know how much it does, somewhere around that ballpark. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay. We think we got time. Yeah, we got time for Zarya. Yeah, we got time. Let's look at some Zarya.
Let's go. I love Zarya. Zarya is my favorite character design. I just hate not being mobile. It really feels so bad.
You have 2 advantages over Reinhardt. What are they?
Range. And I could bubble his fire strikes. I don't know. Second advantage.
Give me 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna let people know that we're running a little bit.
Are we live now?
Nope.
Oh.
No, we're recording, but no, we're not live. Yeah, range, right? And the other thing is as well is the range with your gun, but I also like to think that you have range with your bubbles as well, so that you can help fights that Reinhardt can't reach. Not just with your guns, but if you see something happening like over here, you can bubble that, right? So you can either focus on the Reinhardt trade or focus on spamming everything else but the Reinhardt. Now, right now, which of those 2 should you be doing? Right. Right. Now.
Yeah, now I should probably look to get an angle on the high ground or spam him at least.
Just spam him. It's hard, but you should be.
Yeah.
Right? When Reinhardt plays hyper aggressive, burn him. When Reinhardt plays about the same level of aggression as this team, burn somebody else.
Okay.
So now we're.
I think right now. I think right now in my head I'm still trying to just build charge. I want to be like have more charge before I engage fully.
Sure.
Do you think that's a bad play, or do you think I should try to engage with these next bubbles?
I would say in Overwatch 2, it's not necessarily a bad play. It's just something that you need to be getting as close to full charge as possible for it to be justified, because the problem is that your decay rate with charge is such that you're going to miss that when you actually need it, right? The reason why we bubble mid-fight is for the survivability, but also because it gives you the charge when you need to be the highest charge, which is in brawl phase, right? So if you're getting a 40 charge pre-fight bubble and you're getting good spam value out of it, I'm not gonna yell. It's fine, but you do always question, would it have better to have charge a little bit later? So I think 1 bubble may be okay if you can get it back and you get guaranteed good charge off of it. 2 bubbles, it just puts you in a weak point, right, where you are down resources and you can't really push or do anything with it.
Yeah, I think my bubble management, where I'm too greedy with bubble usage, but I give space for it, so it's not like I usually die for it. That's good. But I'm pretty greedy for charge. I don't think it's usually that bad, but we'll see, I guess.
Good bubble. Why are we focusing Reinhardt? Philosophical question, not an accusation.
Okay, because there's nothing else to shoot.
Right. Theoretically, we could right-click the soldier here, but pretty tricky. Reinhardt is going very, very aggressive. Focus Reinhardt.
And theoretically, their supports aren't there. I might be able to kill him.
Yeah, we're walking with a Reaper as well, so it's good. Get him. Oh.
I wanted to do the jump, but I couldn't do it. Is it still a thing?
I don't know. The Defran jump? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been useful. It would have been cool.
I mean, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're trolling. A little bit.
Yeah.
It's just knowing where you're positioned in relation to your team. You should just die. You really should just die here. It might not happen. Your Mei does bail you out, but you gotta be closer. I think, with all due respect to your friend, I think your friend is kind of baiting you a little bit here.
My friend's not that. He's not that great. He doesn't take the game seriously.
That's okay. Just be aware of your team's position here. That's all. It looks like you're trying to help him, but by end now we can actually do stuff because the doors are open, people are spamming, and so on.
Is there any way you could go back to and look at a bird's eye for a second? I want to ask a question.
Sure. Right about here.
Yeah. Bird's eye. A little bit 5 seconds before that, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I think the call from my Mei, which I don't know if it was a bad call, but the Moira wasn't there, like you said.
Yeah.
But if the Moira was there and that Mei wall had worked, is this a good play? Yes. Is this a good play or a bad play?
Risky play. Because their whole team is there too.
Okay.
If their Reaper's gonna break that wall instantly, then Ana's gonna heal, and you're getting off-angled by a Brig soldier. It's a play. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not
bad. If the Mei calls for it, go for it.
It was actually, I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely my call. But the way I got messed up is I wanted the Moira to be up with us, and I wanted the Mercy to be up.
Well, somebody has to push cart though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I asked maybe there's too much coordination. I was asking for. I wanted the Mercy to go on cart and put Moira with me.
It's kind of the reason why I'm highlighting this is not only is it an important skill in general, it's also a skill that you've shown that you are hit or miss with DVA, right? Like with knowing where your backline is positioned, so you don't know how far forward you should be. I like the aggression, but the aggression only makes sense if your team is actually within the vicinity to punish, right? Like we said, now makes sense because Moira, Mercy, May, the whole gang's here, right?
Of course.
But even like pushing now, like, okay, do we push high ground? Yeah, maybe, but we have to be very careful because we know that it's going to be mostly, like, even our Reaper, like, our Reaper's like, kill the staggers, right? But, you know, half our team's not even there. So I respect you doing this. This is a 2v2. We actually probably should win this. But it's also not a surprise when a Reaper dies either, you know?
Yeah. Heads up, we might see this. Heads up. Heads up.
Does somebody pressure him? Oh, May does. Okay, yeah, never mind. No bubbles, go high. Good bubble. Prioritizing Brig is good.
I tried to get my wrist
Wait, winnable. Nice bubble. I love honestly, the ult's fine. Bubble. Nice! Nice job. That was brilliant.
Let's go.
That was sick. Good bubble usage there. Good target focus as well. Did a great job burning those squishies, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? You played it right when you didn't even have to worry about Reinhardt at all. Right? Kill everything but Reinhardt. Honestly, Reinhardt feels like one of the hardest Zarya counters in the game sometimes. Because it's just like...
It's rough.
Like, there's either... They're going to pick something like Ball or Winston where they just ignore you, and that's rough. Or they pick a hero like Reinhardt who just completely murders you, you know? So, like, avoiding Reinhardt as Zarya is, like, actually super important if you can.
Yeah, my team was, like, screaming at me in voice to switch Orisa so I could just kill the Reinhardt. And I was like, I don't want to play to kill a Reinhardt. Like,
and Orisa's not even that good at it, honestly. Orisa doesn't counter Reinhardt at all. Like, Orisa is okay versus Reinhardt, but she doesn't counter Reinhardt.
Yeah, once you don't have Fortify, you're just useless, you know?
Right. Now this is another one. You got to be really careful what you do here. So this is you are greeting, you are feeding, but you know it, so that you can get charged, right?
Yeah.
Now be very careful about your next bubble, obviously. But this one, I'm like, even just so careful. You got to be so careful because again, are we there to help you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we are. Well, yeah, we are.
Are
actually.
We?
Yeah. See.
Oh.
But did you know that?
Oh. I know, I didn't.
Right.
My thought, I wanted that Ana, but I don't think she was ever killable.
I mean, I appreciate the target.
I think that I think that Maywall kind of, I don't know. It's Brig. I actually no.
The Maywall was bad.
Yeah, the Maywall. I don't know.
They should have let somebody out of the choke first so that you could burn them, right? You're not. They're going to touch point. It's going to happen.
Okay, so I shouldn't be brute forcing this doorway at all.
I think you can, but only because you see you've got support behind you. We're fighting here, right? But what if the card had been like back here and we were not fighting at the choke, instead we're fighting like here-ish, right? Then you're trolling, right?
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
It ends up working out, but by no virtue of yourself, it's just a total accident.
I was just lucky that the card was there.
Right. The good news is that they blow a lot. So Nano, Visor, and Rally is a decent trade. So you guys used a couple ults too, but I think I would trade that for what they used. Heck, we can go high if you want. So like that's a little tip. If you can get your team to come with you, you can clear top if the cart's really far back, because you can see their positioning here. They don't want to play, they're kind of playing back cart, so then just you can rotate to top. You can't really take elevator consistently when they are on like here, because they'll just murder you, right? But if they're far away, it's okay.
So the thing you always talk about, I've noticed that you always talk, one big thing that you talk about is look at like your range, your team's range. I think I don't want to misquote you or anything. I apologize if I do. We always talk about range, like you should look at your team's range and their team's range. And I looked at my team's range, and I thought if I went like my Reaper right there, like, can you look at his perspective by any chance?
I mean, you're making a good point actually. I think I know where you're going.
I just don't think I get any value.
So you're like, I don't think I can reach them that far.
Yeah, I think I just waste bubbles trying to get there.
I agree with you but I would take the high ground anyway just to see, because what do you see right here? Look at the battlefield, because you're right, the range is a problem here. But what do you look at their setup? What do you see? Soldier.
I said Soldier's kind of.
Look at Ramatra.
Like, yeah.
They're sitting on the floor. Take the 4v3 or 5v3 up here, even if it's not optimal for your range. Like close the distance, right, and let these guys cry on the floor.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, if Soldier's like up here, maybe not so good. But what I would do is at least see, like take a peek. Okay, there's only a couple people up there. I think we can take it. But you're right. You are at a disadvantage here. So ironically, I actually think what you do here is like not the worst thing in the history of the universe. It's a cute idea. It just ends up being that you guys are down a bunch. So we need to get out. I appreciate you helping to Reaper though. I really do. I think that's a good habit. It's just unfortunate. Okay.
Yeah. I should have left earlier. I should have given like one bubble and left.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it was worth a shot. Okay. Now the good news is if they do play close, it does give your May and Reaper value. Oh my god. Bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, mate, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're doing all right. You're not doing too bad. Really? Yeah, there's not a lot here that's been available for you. They've just been blowing ultimates. There's other fish to fry, so to speak. There's other things that we can worry about besides just a few unfortunate fights. Could you have played them better slightly the last two fights? Yeah, but nothing major. The one thing I would say here is a little bit of just be careful about brute forcing this unless you have like a massive advantage. Like you're gonna grab here, so this is probably gonna work just fine. But if you didn't have grab here, brute forcing this on high ground, like this is the whole like being aware of your backline's positioning here, right? Your backline just can't follow you up here.
Yeah,
but it's too scary.
Yeah, I think I probably just shouldn't be on Zarya. Like, okay, if this was an L game, right, and it was a Zarya player, would they switch? They would definitely never play Zarya.
No. They wouldn't play Zarya on this point because it's too spread out. That being said, you're making it work okay. We just kind of need to like play around the weaknesses. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ramatra does kind of goof up though, and now we can grab her. Yeah, love to see it. Oh no!
I was so annoyed at this point.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's a disaster. Okay, that's when we swapped the diva. No surprise. Yeah, I mean, okay. So these are the main takeaways for Zarya for me. Let's just start with the Zarya here. Okay, Zarya, proc, aware. Honestly, just tanks as a whole. Awareness of backline, LOS. That's it. Okay. For Zarya, is there anything specific that you saw?
I don't know. I kind of wish I'd given you a better point for Zarya, so I could I just didn't have any. Sure. I wish I had a better point for Zarya, so I had more to critique because there wasn't. I feel like there wasn't as much like you said. There was I could do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't get to show off walking on backlines or anything.
You had a couple of good fights though. Fights. Just keep. I would say just keep awareness of your bubbles. And when you should be using them for greed / pushing or holding space. Just remember, every time you use a bubble, it means that you got to back up. Do you want to back up? Okay, then don't bubble for charge.
Okay.
That's that simple, right? Okay. Go ahead.
So sometimes, there was no examples of it. If you're not getting energy at all, right? And they're not looking at you at all. It feels like it's because they're not looking at you, which is what they're supposed to do in Zarya. And every time you bubble, they stop shooting it or whatever. Your bubble use is probably bad. Yeah, obviously that needs to be fixed.
Well, if you're not getting any charge, then that means that's why you need to bubbling for charge in those situations is probably a mistake. Just bubble and push them. That's when you're bubbling mid fight when they're pushing or you're pushing on them. They have to shoot you. If they don't shoot you, then fine, just keep burning them down. Do whatever you want, right? The bubble is your get out of jail free card is what it is. It's a defensive cooldown that also happens to benefit you. So you're like, oh, they never feed my charge. Well, then your bubble usage probably sucks. Your bubble usage probably sucks, right? Like obviously pre-fight charge is a little bit of a discipline thing. Some teams are disciplined, some teams are not. Some comps have better spam, some comps don't have good spam to farm charge off of. But the whole point of the charge is having bubbles is it enables you and your team to play aggressively. And if the enemy team just doesn't shoot you at all, okay, then they just die. They have to shoot somebody, and that's who you should be bubbling, whether that's yourself or your teammates.
Yeah. So the solution to that problem where you're never getting charged has nothing to do with your positioning at all. It just has to do with your double management.
It might be due with your positioning. It might be with your positioning. Maybe you're not positioned in a way to get enough charge. Like you're not doing enough with, like you're not playing aggressively with double bubbles enough. Like if I have double bubble, I play more aggressively. If I don't have double bubble, I don't play as aggressively. If I play double bubble, I know that I can get shot all you'd like, but I'm not going to die, and so I'm egoing with that. I'm setting myself up for more opportunities to do damage, and therefore encouraging people to shoot me. Therefore, building charge.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Definitely. Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Okay.
Makes sense.
What did you see with D.Va? Whereas the backline LOS was the big one, but what else?
Yeah, the big one that you covered. But what else? Probably this is more of a mindset thing, but I kind of just get tilted in my team too much on D.Va because I feel like I went AFK that one time, for example, instead of helping my soldier. I need to not tilt at my team at all. Ever.
Sure.
If they're playing bad, I should have played better to make up for it and not do that.
I'm gonna do D.Va and Doomfist combined because I think I have some things for both of them.
Okay.
Target priority.
Target priority. I don't think my target priority. Maybe was that like? Do you think that was like my number one problem? Do you think?
No, I don't think so.
Number one. Do you think that was like a big problem?
I don't think it was a big problem, but sometimes we see too much tank trading with both your D.Va and Doomfist. You were very concerned about the enemy tank. Remember first point Doom?
Yeah.
Just punch non-stick. Even that punch alone is a little bit concerning, right? You take the D.Va to high ground. Remember you got fluxed. Remember that?
Yeah.
Rough fight. So frontline value versus finding other targets to pressure / control.
Yeah, for and
rough. Then honestly just cover usage because avoid taking chip unnecessarily. Just avoid having to burn your matrix. Avoid being 350 HP Doom. Be a 450 HP Doom as much as you can. Unless you're purposely, obviously, charging a punch. Makes sense?
Yeah.
A lot of little things. Do you have any questions?
I really don't. There's one question. If I find a clip where Subito talks about like engaging with punch,
shoot it my way.
Being bad. If I shoot it your way, can you like break it down and explain?
Yep.
Just so I know I have a better sense of why I misunderstood
absolutely. Yeah, no problem whatsoever.
I will try to look for it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it, but I'll try.
Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Don't forget the stuff that we talked about in the first half, if you can remember that long ago. About like, mindset and hero pool and finding what works best for you, obviously. If you do have any questions,